Welcome to My Perspective Mondays. And we're going to have a great show tonight. Yes, we are. We want to know who in the world is keeping up with New Year's resolutions. I really want to know that. At the beginning of the year, we got all these great plans that we're going to do. But I want to know, are you really following through?
Well, I already know I'm not, and I'm pretty sure Abby isn't either.
I totally am. I've had a couple of New Year's resolutions. One of my big ones that I honestly haven't obtained fully, but I'm definitely working on it. And I think it's just kind of progression. Because I'm a runner, I want to get better at that, and I have gotten better. I'm pretty sure. But I think I just keep having to work towards it, and not every day is the best, but just got to keep going.
How far do you run?
I do long distance, so I'm running 2 to 5 miles, training for that and everything like that.
Nice.
Wow. If I had to run half a mile, I'd be dead by now.
It's definitely a work in progress. That's what you kind of build up to it, so that's fun. But I have I tried to eat healthier, and I'm doing really good at that. So that was my personal New Year's resolution.
Wait, doesn't your mom make all of these gluten-free recipes and no sugar and anything made on planet Earth?
She can make anything. She can alter anything, but she does make black bean brownies. They're really good though.
Oh,
They
wow.
don't black beans.
You're lucky.
Oh,
I am pretty lucky, yeah.
don't forget those cupcakes she makes. I love them so much. They're so good.
Those aren't.
What about you, Israel?
So this year I really didn't set any resolutions aside from just do better. You know what I'm saying? Just one up what I did last year. And I would have to say that I'm doing that pretty well. I'm kicking my studies up a notch. I'm getting better at learning my language and stuff.
Language?
What kind of language?
Which language would that be?
Japanese.
What?
Okay.
Let me hear you say some of it right now.
Wait, why did the country twang just
I want to hear it.
I'm not saying nothing, but no.
You know why?
Come on, practice makes perfect.
You know why?
Come on.
You learn a new language.
Do it.
The first thing you learn is the bad words, and I think that's why.
No,
This is a family show.
It's not like that.
Oh, you got to watch more episodes. This ain't as family as you think.
I don't know any Japanese. And that's probably not even Japanese.
No, I doubt
We're
that's
gonna get
Japanese.
canceled. Lessette.
That's not Japanese.
It's just a joke.
Okay.
Hey.
Would you do that? The views expressed by participants of this show does not in any moment reflect the views and descriptions of Keoni Productions. All right, let's continue, Lessette. You're the host. I'll be quiet.
It's no insult on no one, But you know what? I think my New Year's resolution was just to do better like you, Israel, just to do better and to go for my dreams and goals. And I'm working on that. I'm doing some things and I praise God for the show. I really enjoy doing the show, and it's just a lot of fun things going on. But hey, it's kind of funny because I think about what my son said, how everybody was in the gym 2 weeks after New Year's, and you see it was crowded of people,
Right.
and then all of a sudden you see them dwindling down to there's hardly no one in the gym. It's funny, But what about you, Van? Is it Vaughn?
Hi guys, it's Vaughn actually.
Vaughn.
Yes,
Ooh.
ma'am. Well actually I don't really have. I'm not much of a resolution kind of guy because for me I work at my goals daily. I work at everything that I try to manifest everything that I see for myself daily. Therefore, when the new year comes around, I don't necessarily feel like I have to have something new to work towards. So I'm lucky in that way. But I can totally stand by and help you guys monitor the progress of your resolution.
Why, thank you. I mean,
Oh man.
Melvin?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Uh, my resolution had all to do with the production company. I wanted to get more followers. I actually did a vision board. So instead of doing a resolution, I went ahead and did a vision board. So that everything that I wanted to accomplish this year, I could see. And I did one of those vision boards where you kind of hide it from everybody else, but it's somewhere that you can see it and you pull it out to reflect upon it. And I know one thing on my vision board is not going to happen this year, but there's at least 16 things on it, and 3 of them have already happened. But sentimental thing that I have on my vision board is I have 4 names on my vision board: Sean, Vaughn, Chris, and Jennifer. And some people who have seen my vision board, they go, "What are those names for?" I said, because these are 4 people who play a vital part in my life, and I feel like as long as I'm successful, those 4 names on there are going to be successful, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure they're successful as well. So those are like 4 names I stuck on my vision board.
I think that's like almost a part of manifesting. That's like putting it out there for the world to like feel.
Right.
I think.
I agree with that, Abby. I think manifestation comes in different forms, right? Like
Right.
some people are more spiritual with their manifestation, some people are more physical with it. And for example, like John's mood board and vision board, which is all effective in the same way, right? Because it's manifesting something. It's you physically or mentally or even silently just speaking to your higher being about the vision that you see for yourself. All of that is manifestation. And it starts with just a thought. It starts with the conviction, right, of wanting to do something different or wanting to be better at something or whatever the goal may be. So manifestation is definitely the word of the day.
I think that
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, to add on to what he said, I think that it was manifestation. I think it does kind of go along with New Year's resolutions. I think that it can kind
It
of be like
does.
it's almost a reset, and people use the year as to try to reset their like way of thinking. And like you speak it out into the universe, and it can happen, and you have to work towards it, and your goals and your aspirations are gonna come, but you have to work towards them. And so
For
like when
sure.
you speak it out, you can put it out there for the world to feel out, as I said.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
like that. It's definitely a
It's
work in progress.
I agree. It's kind of like in the Bible says, writing the vision down, making it plain, write it down, make it plain. But even sometimes there's some things that you really need to keep, to yourself. Sometimes you don't really need to, disclose it to other people. You need to keep that to yourself.
Oh, Lissette, are you bringing up the video of me twerking on my car again?
I can't help it.
Like,
Oh,
you know,
boy.
I can't
I
help it.
deleted the video. It's gone.
I'm
Lissette.
sorry. I had to know. No, but you really, some things you really need to keep, you need to disclose, and other things you need to, it's kind of like in this baby stage, and you don't necessarily need to expose it, until
For
it's the
sure.
right moment. The right
There
moment.
definitely is something to protecting what's important and special to you, because also remember that that and that action is in no less way manifestation, right? It is still manifestation because you're speaking it to yourself. It doesn't matter that
Right.
you're like sharing it, right? I think a lot of the time, and this is what I was going to say in response to you, Abby, about New Year's resolutions. I completely agree with you. I just wish that the stigma behind New Year's resolutions went away. And people saw it as the tool that it is, which is a tool of manifestation. And so I just wish that we were able to that the people who make resolutions every year, and stick to doing that every year, actually do the work, as you said, Abby, and go through the hard things and go through the sweat, blood, and tears, for lack of better terms, to get to that goal. And so, yeah, I completely agree with you both. But let's say taking it to
Mhm.
yourself and keeping it to yourself is still manifestation. So I want people to know
Exactly.
that that's okay too.
Yes, because as long as you speak it to yourself, you don't have to expose it to the whole world. But what I want to know, why is it so hard to keep New Year's resolution? Why is it so hard to keep it?
I
Tell
I
think
me,
don't
please.
for
know.
I think
You
two
know,
reasons. One of them is what we're talking about. The number one is sometimes people set unrealistic goals.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like I'd rather set a goal each month that I want to start or accomplish. Like for instance, when I started acting, my goal wasn't win an Oscar in the first month. That's an unrealistic, right? So people go into a New Year's resolution making these goals that's going to take a lot more sometimes than a year to work on.
Yeah.
That's my first one. My second one is we just talked about manifestation. There are people in life that write down goals, ideas, and dreams, and then there's people that actually work to implement those
Mhm.
goals, ideas, and dreams. Because nothing's an original idea. Even when you come up with something, someone somewhere has thought of it. They never implemented it. They never worked on it. So I think those are the two reasons from my point of view.
I would
and
also
That's
say
my
instant gratification is. Oh, I'm so sorry.
no, I was plugging. I was like, that's my perspective.
Well, part
Good
three
one.
of my perspective is that, like, to your point, to add to your 2 points, John, I think instant gratification is something that you know we all have it in some shape or form, and I think the majority of us who choose resolutions each year somehow think that it's an attainable goal in the short term. But to your point, not all goals and resolutions are short term. Some work needs to be done a little bit longer and harder than some other things, and so
that
that instant gratification can get you too.
that is so true because I feel like at the beginning of every year, New Year's resolutions become a trend.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Like it's a recurring trend. It just keeps happening. And for a short period of time, give it maybe a month and a half, it's cool to have resolutions.
Right.
And when that novelty wears off, that change in your routine, you're you're likely to shift back into your old routine because it's easy and it's more familiar. And you
Yeah.
end up dropping a lot of these goals before the beginning of March.
It's
But
safe
I agree with that.
it's safe, absolutely. It
There
doesn't
you go.
challenge you as much as something else would, such as a change.
for
I
sure.
And
think
You know, it's
to
funny.
add
Oh, go ahead, Abby.
Oh, I was just gonna add to add on to what he was saying. I think that a lot of people aren't really willing to work for it. They want the instant gratification, like some people were saying,
right,
and they want the instant change, which is it's really not realistic.
Realistic, yeah.
You can there's certain things there's certain things you can like see instantly, but it's a change in like attitude. And I know that people get annoyed when people say it, but it really is a change in lifestyle because you're going to retort back to what you feel comfortable in. And if you make a lifestyle that is comfortable, whether that's working out, eating better, doing certain things and adding certain things, it's going to become like a second nature to you, and you're going
I
to
agree.
adapt those things. You can't just let yourself fall back. It's never going to change with that. It's really not.
It's kind of like what's in your heart. What
Mhm.
is in your heart? Whatever, if you think about it, whatever you have put in your heart, you have stuck to. Just think
yeah,
about it. Whatever you have decided in your heart and it's a passion in your heart, you have stuck to it. So I think a lot of times why it's so hard because it's not really in your heart. You're trying to please people. You think you should do it. It's unrealistic. Just it's not in your heart. But when you say, "Hey, this is what I'm gonna do," I mean, whether it's to lose weight, whether it's to save money or to start on your career, or whatever. If you really have it in your heart, you're gonna stick to it.
It will happen. Yeah. To Israel's point, it's a trend, right? It's a yearly trend. It's something that we look to every year. Hey, what's your New Year's resolution? Hey, what's your New Year's resolution?
right.
It's a
It's
fad, right? But
I
again, to
used,
Israel's
I
point,
used to
that
keep them.
novelty wears off so quickly
I
that
used,
the novelty outweighs the realistic.
I
Right.
used to
You
keep them.
know,
Uh, I tried very well. Some of them I definitely kept. But to going back to what Israel said, I'm thinking about the people when I used to be a personal trainer. that they're like, my New Year's resolution is to go to the gym, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, it's raining today. I'll go tomorrow. Well, we find every reason on not on when and when not to go. You know.
Well, what is a resolution that makes you proud? What is something that makes you proud of?
Ooh. Oh, you mean like a resolution we had in the past that we accomplished?
Yes.
And it made us feel, oh, that is a good one.
Ooh, can I go first?
Going. Oh yeah, go ahead, Vaugn.
Ooh, sorry, Keoni. Well, it just instantly came to my mind as soon as you finished that sentence, Lessette. For me, it was last year's resolution. I know I just started off with, oh, I don't do resolutions, but I took that lesson in saying that I don't have to just pick one thing to work at for the entire year. I could work at a number of things and be great at a number of things and grow into a better person each year, right? But one of the things that I did want to work on last year was I didn't want to go into 2021 without making sure that my health was a major concern amongst all the work that I was doing. And, you know, I'm relatively young. I'm a young adult. Some people could agree, some people wouldn't. But I think that for as much work that we do, that we put ourselves through each year and trying to achieve these goals and make ourselves happy, make our parents proud, right? We forget to take care of ourselves. And taking care of ourselves doesn't just mean mental health. It doesn't just mean taking a day off here or there. It means making sure that your body is healthy, making sure that, that you're able to work for years to come, making sure that you're able to do the things that you love and want to flourish in. So for me, that was something that I definitely stuck to, and it's a continuous learning lesson for me. And yeah, I do have some ways to go, but it is something that I actively work on to this day.
This is awesome. Do anybody else have any good ideas, you know, or any things that they would like to share that they actually accomplished that would help somebody else, you know?
I think that I believe I said it in the beginning, but over the past month or two, I've been working on training in long distance just because I've never really done it before, and I haven't really put my health first. A lot of times I put, like, you know, I want to go out and have fun with my friends, but I don't realize that I do have to take care of myself. And even though I am pretty young and I am very healthy, but I want to be that way when I'm older. I want to take care of myself, and I want to be able to enjoy and be young as much as I can. And I do have some stuff that's kind of pushed me to be more active or eat healthier, but I'm really glad about that. And like, I have recently got injured, so I couldn't run very much, but it's almost made me want it more now that I've worked up to it. And it's not like I instantly want to go back to never doing it again. It's like I've made that change in my life and I want to go back to it. Like, I am very excited about it. I have things to look forward to. I have friends that run with me. Like, it's a lifestyle change. It really is. And I'm really excited about it. And I love it.
Abby's 3 years from 18, and she's like, before I get old, it's coming. It's 3 years away. Well, she's feeling adulthood already.
I'm excited for you, Abby.
Thank you.
Not turn 18, because I need you to be another teen on the show. So you need forever. But I think my biggest resolution that I had, that I was so proud to do, that I was 28 when I went to college to get a degree. I was 28 and I was in classes with, of course, a bunch of 18, 19, 20-year-olds. And I got my first degree at 28. And I think that I said, I'm going to go to school. And then the one that made me even more proud was when I got my associate's degree, I said, I'm going to take a break. And all of you out there going to school, if you want to keep going, don't do a break. Because between my associate's degree and my bachelor's degree was 3 years. And so when I got my bachelor's, I said, I'm going straight into the master's. I'm going straight, no break. And then that was the second proudest I was. I'm very interested to hear Israel, because it's got to be something profound.
I mean, like I said, I'm really not a resolutions person. At least I don't trademark my goals as resolutions because I want them to persist.
That's a very fair statement, and I respect that.
They're just things that I want to do. They're not resolutions that I establish at the beginning of the year, because by March they fade, you know. But
game though.
I did want to start learning Japanese seriously. And for the past 2 to 2.5 years, that's what I've been doing. I've been studying almost every day, and I'm taking classes for it, and I'm looking forward to like exams I've got coming up in it. And the key to really advancing that for yourself is not just to say, I want to learn Japanese. You have to ask yourself how, right? Like, how am I going to accomplish that? Because a lot of people will declare what they want, but not how they will get it. And that's the other side of the coin. You have to really establish a regimen. For me, it was a study plan. For others, it might be an exercise schedule. And it really differs for everybody. But I was proud about how I established a schedule for doing that. And I followed it. I got it done, and I got what I wanted. Even though I have a long road ahead of me, of course. I'm proud of the progress. That's what I wanted to say.
Go Israel.
For me, I did accomplish. In times past, I've accomplished getting 2 projects, fulfilled, CD projects. So I really, that I wrote all the songs. I was, it was really cool. I always wanted to do that, so I was able to do that. But I think more than ever, I would say, or anything else, it would be just to be the best me that I can be. Just grabbing host of who I am, and regardless of my age or whatever, just to be the very best I can be. And I'm enjoying life. And
Go ahead, Lessette.
no, go ahead.
No, I'm so sorry because it's noticeable when Mark is not here because we don't have the curmudgeony old man to wave his finger at everything that Abby says.
I know.
You could have 50 seconds.
And you were not doing the elaborate intro. We just said start at the discussion groups.
Matters, as long, to me, honestly, as long as music has a positive message, I don't really care the genre or whatever. I mean, I think it's great. What bothers me about your generation music is sometimes you cannot, not necessarily understand it as far as language is concerned, or what do you put? He's got to. Somebody want to know what it's saying. I mean, if you want to be up there doing this, then do that.
I've got 2 problems with some of the music. Just some of the music. That is okay. Excuse me, Bo.
There's the finger.
One problem is you can't understand the lyrics. The second problem is you can understand the lyrics. We'll understand this out. All right. Now again.
We had to have the Mark finger wave.
I love that finger.
Get off my lawn.
I could get back into that debate any day.
Wow. That's all in the finger.
It's literally all in the finger.
For sure.
It's quite peaceful on my side without him to, nitpick.
I love this. Lovable granddaughter. And every time you two have just like this chemistry together, that makes
He's always asking me questions.
fun. We did a Halloween special, not to get up, but to let you behind the scenes, and Abby had a nice little costume, and Mark kept telling her, "Well, for Halloween, you're evil," and she's like, "No, I'm not." He goes, "Get out of here! Everybody's a little evil on Halloween," and they just went back and forth, and it was hilarious. It was just
Oh my
God.
I would have loved to have been a fly on the screen.
It was so funny.
Oh my gosh. I don't like scary stuff. And he still hasn't let it go. He won't let it go.
And he always plays devil advocate too.
He does play the devil's advocate.
He's gonna challenge you for sure.
Lessette can't wait till I get off because I take over too much hostship when I'm on the show.
No, it's all good.
You
do you. You do.
Commercial before we get to final thoughts. If you guys are enjoying this show, make sure you check out KeoniProductions.com to see some of our other shows like this.
Drum Man was big old. I just thought he made the whole show.
This the snapback. That snapback is real. It's real. But what is a good age to have a baby?
You had a what? A what? You had the whole world, friend.
Let's eat.
I forgot what they said. That's why I didn't say
Yeah, sure.
I would always say this hurts me more than it's hurting you.
Any of y'all want a piece before I touch one? Nah, I'm good. All right.
Enjoy your pizza, Keisha.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh man.
Cool. Groovy even.
You saw Israel there. Israel's on History What a Pickle too. Israel's everywhere.
Israel bad.
What'd you say, Israel?
I'm a jack of all trades.
Right. You're gonna be the next hardest working man in show business. It's like 3 shows.
That's right. That's right. It was the culture shock for me, guys.
Hey, you know what? We've had a great time tonight, but give me your final thoughts, okay?
You can go ahead, Abby. You look like Abby is so respectful. She's like, wait, somebody else might want to talk.
No, everybody. I'm always talking first.
Abby.
Okay. I was just gonna say, I think it was similar to what I said last time on our New Year's resolutions, but just try to keep obtainable goals. And I've kind of put in place, like, I want to change my lifestyle, not just certain things that I do. It really is kind of like a mindset change. And I think if you can obtain that, you can kind of obtain any goal. It doesn't have to be just a New Year's thing. It can be every month, maybe setting a small goal for yourself, and then maybe every couple of months to 6 months to have a larger goal and just kind of see how those can progress together. It doesn't have to be one thing you're focusing on. It can be many over time.
Amen.
My final thoughts are just be persistent. No matter what your views of a New Year's resolution is, whether you think it's a fad, whether you think it's just something to come once in a while, it's whatever you make it. That's just simply the formula of life. If you want to make a New Year's resolution for yourself and you feel like this is what you need to do to make it a priority in your life, then do that. But stay persistent, stay at it, and don't listen to any outside noise about what you're trying to accomplish. If it's something that you already know you're not going to take seriously, then just don't do it. I mean, you know yourself more, hopefully, than most people. So if you're going to do it, be persistent. If you're not, it's all good and fun, as long as you continue to work hard and evolve as a human.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my final view, and thank you guys for having me on today. My final view is for everyone to just take a look at what the work looks like for your goal. Any goal is attainable if you look at how you're going to get there. It doesn't have to be every year, at the beginning of every year. It can be every day. You can work at your goal every day. When you get up in the morning, how do you want to be better today? That's my final thought.
Okay.
Israel, it's your turn.
No, I usually go last though.
Okay. Oh, on the other 5 shows you go last, but Lessette gets to go last on this one.
All right. When it comes to New Year's resolutions, right? At the end of the day, they're commitments. They're not just like pets. Like you would keep a pet. You have to tend to that pet every day, just like you would tend to a commitment every day. You need to practice, or you need to study, or you need to exercise in order to really get there. It just takes the work. Yeah. And you need to know what that work looks like. Just like what Vaugn said, you have to see that path in front of you. It's not just the goalpost. It's like the whole winding road.
It's the track.
That's what you're saying. That's what you sign up for. And I think a way that you can make it easier is to not brand it as a New Year's resolution.
That's good.
As that is, of course.
That is good. You know what? This has been good. But I agree. Whatever you set out to do, just sit down and write up the cost. whatever the cost is going to take for you to do it. And whatever you do not give up on your goals and your dreams. If you fail at it, get up and start all over again. All right.
Yep. That's it.
And we love you.
Bye, guys.
Y'all next Monday.